Hello, in this video I will show you how to place a mesh in a concrete slab with the opening. We have two identical sets of walls plus slab, and further on I will show you how to switch between the different standards of reinforcement bars and meshes, and how to modify and customize the label. So let's start with our first slab, and we'll use a span placement to place mesh reinforcement. I'll click in the middle and select the opening. I'll use the same command, area detection, to display the path of the opening. I'll use 30 mm concrete cover on top and 50 mm of support depth. When I press OK, Allplan already suggested the position of meshes. Here I can select between a number of different meshes and select one. I can change the start position, staggering, groups, and round. Important thing is that I have a flash button on, which will cut the mesh around the opening. Now for this occasion we use the mesh Q424A, which is according to Eurocode, which is European standard. Most likely you're gonna have this one installed originally on your system. The same thing is with the bars. For example, I can create the bars as an edge reinforcement around my opening. I'll select the view. I'll select the first point and the second point of my edge, and I'll select the side where I want to place them. Here I can change the edge reinforcement length, component thickness, that's the thickness of the slab, and the concrete cover and the height of the slab. Press OK, and I'll choose diameter of 8 mm. Here I can change a different shape at the start and the end of the hook, and I place it. I can choose between few different types of placing the label. For this occasion I'll use the dimension line. And in here I can determine the spacings, diameter and number of pieces. Quite similarly, I can do it with the secondary reinforcement close to the edge. Again, I'll select the view, and now I select the edge of the slab opening and put a placing direction. For this occasion I'll use 12 mm bars and no hooks. Now I can place a label. And for this one, I'll only choose number of pieces and the diameter. Now, if I want to change the standard, there's a few things I need to do. First, I'll go to the options and under the reinforcement select Australia-New Zealand standard. This will change a few things, but not the size and the label of bars and meshes. For that, I need to go to the default and select the cross-section catalog. Here I can see the catalog that is currently available, and to change it I need to load it from the pre-existing one saved in the Allplan folder. In my case, I'll find it in the C disk, Program Files, Allplan 2021, New, ING, and here I have a different standard for different country. Choose the first one, which is Australian, confirm it, and now I can see different catalog. I can see that I have a rectangular mesh and a square rib mesh. And the same is with the bars. The third column type is showing either a mesh or a rebar. The important thing is to keep the mesh wire data here. If there is any mesh that needed to be created extra, which I'm going to show you in a second, and it doesn't contain the bars, we need to create them first here. So now I'm going to close this, and I'm going to repeat the same step that I've done before. Selecting the lower slab, and this time I can see different mesh types available. If I want, I can also cut mesh around the opening. That's another way how to prepare that. Here we have. And again, I can place different reinforcement. By selecting slab opening and the size. In here I can already see I have different names than before, because this is now changed to Australian standard cross-section catalog. Confirm and press. Now let's say that we want to create a mesh that does not exist in our catalog. Here I can see, if I go press edit, different types of meshes. All I need to do is I can either create it here, or I can go back and create a new mesh X-section catalog. I'll name it AUS custom. Put a steel grade, same one as before, and I'll create a standard bar combination mesh. As we can see here, we can create quite a few different type of meshes. Let's call this mesh D84, and I will use different types of diameter. Well, I'll use the same on both sides. So if I wouldn't find this diameter in here, I would have to first create a bar in the mesh reinforcement catalog that I showed you before. Here I can create a custom length and width. I could also change the spacing on the edge of the mesh. That's another improvement. So now this one is in my new catalog. Like I mentioned before, if I don't have exactly the same wire size, I have to create it here. Now I can select a mesh that I already placed, and in the slabs I can make it transparent so we see how this mesh looks like. I'll go to the properties and here I can change cross-section catalog to AU custom, and I have a mesh, custom mesh that I created. As soon as I select it, you could already see a different mesh. The label of the mesh is also changed. Now I will show you how to modify the label and show more information on the drawing. To do that, I'll select options and I'll find the label under the reinforcement. Here I have all the information that could be put next to a label. For example, I can switch the mark layout without a circle. I can have a number of pieces, can change the diameter, cross-section separator, to use a steel grate, and I can change the spacing name, layer, position, length, and I can change the length dimensions in the millimeters, centimeters, meters, or even in feet and inches, and a custom name. Up here I can easily change the position of those different information added to the label. Confirm it OK, and let's try to place a label of these two bars. Select the bars, and besides mark number, number of distance, number of pieces, diameter, I can switch on spacing, position, length, and I can even add a custom text, even a bending shape if needed, and choose a 2-line option. Let's say that I want to add extra description telling me on whether the bars are on the bottom or top. Bottom bars, and place a label. I can do similar with the hooks here. But I'll switch the bending shape off. And I'll name the description HO, means hook. Now we see that some diameters doesn't have the number that we want to have in front of it. To change that, we have to go back to our catalog, find the bars, and for example change the comment in front of the bar. If I repeat the same label here, now I can see, and also the original one changed to the HD sign. Let's say that this time I'm going to use a comb, and I'll try to present it here. I'll use fan for those two bars and place them on the left side. Even once the label is placed, I can still go back and modify the properties of the label. For example, adding the spacings, layer, position, length, even custom text, and have it in the 2 rows. In this unit I showed you how to put the meshes around the slab and around the opening, change the standard of the reinforcement elements, and how to modify the label of reinforcement bars. Pretty much similar, it's with the labels of the meshes. Thank you.